Today I'm flying Lufthansa First Class, one of the most expensive airline tickets. Starting in your own private terminal, you're then driven directly to your plane in a Porsche. On board, you'll get your own bedroom, drink mind-blowingly expensive champagne, and eat like a king. But it doesn't stop there. I'm going to be seated in row 1, which is actually in front of where the pilots sit. But first, we need to get to Frankfurt, which means a super early start. Good morning guys, and welcome back to the channel. You join me today at London Heathrow Terminal 2, where we're going to be trying out Lufthansa First Class. As I often do for these trips, I'm travelling for a week with hand luggage. Let me know down below if you think you could do the same. In terms of lounge access, this is the Lufthansa Lounge. Unfortunately, even though it's after 5 AM, it remains closed, which is a shame to see. So it's certainly a healthier looking departures board today. We are 6:30 Frankfurt, which I believe is literally just over here. Now, rather than just sit on a socially distanced chair, let's find another lounge. Perfect, thanks so much. Well, we are in luck. The Priority Pass lounge is open for business. It's a pretty nice lounge. To be honest, at this time in the morning, all I really want is a coffee to attempt to wake up. Can you tell I'm not a morning person?
A few moments later.
Thank you. Right, so I've made it over to my gate, departing over to Frankfurt. However, there's a certain little quirk, which you may not know about Lufthansa, and indeed flying in Germany, is that this won't work. I have to use this instead. This is the challenge with travel at the moment. Rules vary significantly between airlines and countries. Right, let's hop on this quick flight to Frankfurt on board the Airbus A320. Seeing as UK travel to Germany is heavily restricted at the moment, this flight is surprisingly quite full. Not quite my own suite just yet. Welcome to intra-European premium travel. Thankfully, at least the middle seat is not occupied. Leaving the UK behind sees the beginning of an over 5,000 mile trip today. Anyway, you're not here to see an A320, let's get on the ground in Frankfurt and find that first class 747. Right guys, so welcome to the first stop of today. Frankfurt. Sorry, I couldn't quite help myself there, my inner German is coming out. If you didn't know, I'm part German. I'm excited to be back, but alas, as I've come from the UK, I'm banned from entering. Sadly, the bad news doesn't stop there. It turns out the first class terminal is closed. I only have access to the Senator Lounge, which, well, doesn't even serve food. So there's this really weird thing where the German authorities don't let you eat in the lounge. It's actually a rule here. So I have to come downstairs out of the lounge in order to eat. What is the logic there? So what do we have on our little Lufthansa Senator Lounge picnic? Well, we got a bottle of water, a pretzel, and some form of sandwich. Bear in mind, I'm flying a ticket today that costs... And just to add insult to injury, no Porsche transfer to the plane. Thankfully, things are beginning to get back on track with the sight of today's plane, the gorgeous 747-8. Right, document check all done, and it is now time to go and get on board. Today, there's a separate jet bridge for premium cabins. Remember, part of business class is actually upstairs today, but we're interested in first class. Look at this. Hello Martin, how's it going mate? Ah yes, I have my friend Martin joining me on my flight today. It was at this moment... Martin's got me a surprise. As I was unable to get in the first class lounge today, Martin kindly sorted me out a gaggle of Lufthansa's signature ducks. Now apparently I've got a closet. Look at this. Having my own locker space, I think, is a great move. More airlines should definitely do this. Lufthansa serve a truly special LP Alexandra, retailing at over 500 US. Things are really getting back on track. It's not long before the safety video is screened, the seatbelt sign comes on, and we begin to push back. Did you know the 747-8 is the longest passenger aircraft, surpassing the A380 by about a metre? Size matters, guys. So where are we actually going? Well, today's flight is around 12 hours, all the way over to Mexico City. Right guys, we've just reached altitude, and I am just settling into my seat, or suite, or whatever you want to call it. I have to say that my first impressions have been very good. There's an awful lot of room. Initially, my first reservation was how exposed the seats were. However, there is this privacy screen that goes up, which I've since found the button for. So I will say that with that up, it still feels A little bit exposed, but it's a lot better. Yeah, so anyway, let's crack on now and see what the food is like. I hear very good things. Let's start off with an amuse-bouche and some more Alexandra. But, of course, what we're all waiting for is the caviar service with all the trimmings. Fun fact, Lufthansa is actually the largest purchaser of caviar worldwide. Now for my appetizers of smoked salmon, beef pastrami, marinated asparagus, and selection of breads and oil. Side note, how cute are these salt and pepper shakers? After my appetizers, it's time for soup. In this instance, cream of asparagus. It was delicious. For my main, I went for the veal schnitzel because, well, Germany? A top up of Alexandra later, it's time for cheese. If I'm honest, I felt this was quite a small portion, but still was really tasty. With dinner over, let's change into something more comfortable. First up, some lufty slippers with the unsubtle first class flex stitched into the side of them. Of course, you get pyjamas, and in this instance, they're Van Lack. You also get an amenity kit filled with La Prairie goodies. Let's head over to the bathroom to change into these and do a loo review. So guys, you join me in the 747 first class bathroom, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. It's a really cool space in terms of what they've done with it. It doesn't feel like a typical plain bathroom, but this is what to be expected in first. Well, here we go. For some reason it comes with what I can only describe as a scarf. I don't really... What's going on there? Before I go all Harry Potter on you, let's head over to my bed. I'm lucky as the flight is quiet today, so I can have another seat made up for sleep. The bedding consists of a mattress pad, sheet, feather down duvet, and fluffy white pillow. Let's get a bit of shut-eye to allow me to give my full feedback. Now I've experienced sleeping in this suite, what is it actually like? Because that's the key thing, isn't it? You know, they can look good, but are they actually comfy? I have to say this is definitely up there as some of the most comfiest in-flight beds that I've experienced. And that's comparing it to Emirates Game Changer. Things a lot of people get a little bit sort of concerned about is the privacy, and this is what I was concerned about to begin with. So let me show you what you can do with this. So basically, let me find it. Trying to work out where it is, and if you hit this button here, so you can see how much more exposed you are when this barrier isn't in place. And I do love these. So I think what I'm going to do now is go over to my seat and get some food. Of course, it's time for an afternoon banquet, starting with the tagliatelle arrabbiata with fresh parmesan shavings. After a slight pause due to turbulence, I ordered the tom kha gai soup, which was terrific. And lastly, to make up for my minuscule portion earlier, some more cheese. This time they got their servings right. Needless to say, I had to have some more Alexandra. I think we're on about $1,000 worth of champagne now, which is more than what I paid for the ticket. As promised, here's what it's like upstairs on the 747. This is where part of the business class section is. Unfortunately, I don't think Lufthansa's business class is very competitive, as seats don't have direct aisle access, although I'm told a new business class is coming in the not too distant future. It's not long before we begin our descent into Mexico City, and what a drama this is. There's a hailstorm and I'm sat in the nose, hearing absolutely everything. Not for a nervous flyer at all. So lastly guys, I just wanted to share how I booked this. I used Avianica Life Miles, which I purchased outright in their sale for $900. Considering this exact flight in cash cost upwards of $8,000, I'd say that's a bargain. Well guys, welcome to Mexico. That was a pretty epic flight, around 12 hours almost I think, over from Frankfurt. I hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride. I'm now going to enjoy a little bit of time in Mexico. With that said guys, I'll catch you all again next week.